Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It was reported Tuesday, July 9th, 2019, that Phil Freelon, the architect of the African American Museum, died at age 66. And what I want you to see is how this death is synced up with the upcoming date of August 20th, 2019, an important date in African American history. August 20th, 1619 is reportedly the date African slaves arrived in America. And I've been talking about this date, August 20th, 2019, since Black History Month, when day after day we got stories out of Virginia about white men in blackface, black lieutenant governors raping women, etc., etc. The focus was on Virginia in Black History Month of 2019, prior to the 400-year anniversary of slaves arriving in the nation. And of course, 400 years of slaves in the nation corresponds with the Bible verse Acts 7:6. Of course, there's 66 books in the Bible as well, like how this man's dead at 66. If you know my work, you understand why they chose a picture from January 18th of this man. Death equals 118. Before Prince died, I said why he was going to die soon and why it would have to do everything with the number 118. They said they found him in an elevator. Elevator sums to 118 in the biblical code of Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. Death 118, a number that shows up all the time around death. And the media uses this code every single day. And typically when they date photos, they choose a date that's relevant to the topic of discussion. In this case, the death of this man. So Phil Freelon, an architect. Guess what the name Phil Freelon sums to? If you guess 66, you're right, the age he died at. But look at this. He was born in Philadelphia, a city that gets its name from the Bible. In Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, you learn about the Church of Philadelphia. From his birthday, March 26th, to his death, July 9th, was his 106th day of his age. Black equals 106. If you saw my work on why Tiger Woods would win the Masters at the beginning of this year, 2019, it had a lot to do with this number, 106. Tiger won it 106 days from his birthday. The black man who revolutionized the white sport. So we're talking about a man who built a historical building, the African American or the Black History Museum, dead on his 106th day of his age. And in light of him being from Philadelphia, remember that town's named in Revelation, which is a book of prophecy, the concluding book of the Bible. This year will fulfill the 400 years prophecy of slaves in a foreign nation. We'll get to that verse. Prophecy is also 106. And I should mention that the word black in the most pure cipher sums to 11. If you add 1 through 11 together, it equals 66, like his age of death. By the way, Revelation with the alphabetic order sums to 121, which has a square root of 11. Again, Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible. Jesus equals 11 in the most pure cipher. Revelation's about the return of Jesus. Man who's described as having hair of wool. But here's the name of the man who's just died at age 66, Phil Freelon, 66. The date he died, July 9th, can be written 7-9 like 79 or 9/7 like 97. Murder equals 79. Death equals 97. But here's the kicker. The first thing I looked at when I read about this death on July 9th was how many days was it from August 20th? And I just had to grin when I saw it was 42 days. I said, there it is. August 20th will be the 400-year anniversary of slaves from Africa in America. According to the history books, slavery equals 42, so does February, so does history. He was an architect, even architect's 42. So you get a dead architect of a history building 42 days from this big date that they've been foreshadowing all year. August 20th, 1619, Africans in Virginia. I'm going to talk about Acts 7:6 in just a moment. Notice the name Philip Freelon, the other way his name is in headlines, sums to 206 and 62. Sacrifices 62 and 206. Couldn't help but notice that African American History Museum, the official name of the building, is 322, another biblical number. Genesis 3:22, about knowing good and evil. A verse that's a tribute to Kabbalah, which is where this code of letters and numbers comes from. But here's Acts 7:6. God spoke to him in this way: for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated. And using the alphabetic order, slave, Negro, blues, they all sum to 76. I don't know why this font's black. But the Million Man March in history was on October 16th, 1995. That's the day leaving 76 days left in the year. The only black president of the nation, Barack Obama, his name with the reverse alphabetic order and rules numerology 76. He was the 44th. Think about what happened in 1968. Notice Barack Obama is also 68. In 1968, MLK murdered on 4/4. Malcolm X was killed on a date with 44 numerology. Notice Barack Obama is also 32. So is Negro. You see how Negro is also 59? Obama's name to the Secret Service was Renegade 59. But if you are new here, you got to know the four ciphers. The first one's the alphabetic order. Notice Negro 5976, slaves the same thing. 5976, Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. But these four ciphers, the alphabetic order, that's just where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. Z is the 26 letters, just the alphabetic order, turning letters to numbers. The next cipher is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. So the 26th letter is 2 plus 6 is 8. Just make each letter a single digit number. Y, the 25th letter is 2 plus 5 is 7. Changes at J. J is the 10th letter. The numerology of 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. This cipher here is the alphabetic order in reverse. Z is 1 back to A is 26. And the last cipher is the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. If you look at the name of that mayor in Chicago, the first black female mayor elected in Chicago, Obama City, her name's Lori Lightfoot, which equals 76. She even has the same birthday as Obama, August 4th. But this coding's very relevant. And again, it's all biblical. Most of the numbers, their origins traced to the Bible, like Negro, slave, blue, 76, Acts 7:6, verse about 400 years of mistreatment in a foreign land. And look at what comes right after that. So here's Acts 7:6. God spoke to him in this way: for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated. And then next, but I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, God said. And afterward, they will come out of the country and worship me in this place. Remember, there's another thing going on in August too. The media has been forecasting Tisha B'Av, which is just days before August 20th. It'll be August 10th and 11th. And that's the day of Jewish tragedy and is connected to the prophecy of the third temple, which is when the Jewish Messiah is supposed to arrive. And just realize the people pulling the strings, they're using all of these biblical riddles. So R.I.P. to this man, the latest victim of murder by numbers. Till next time, Truth Seeker.